I'm Fletcher Rhoden, and this is Quotes and Quips. Today, words of wisdom without a known author that I know. Stick around and find out what that's all about. You know, Quotes and Quips is brought to you by my website, FletcherRhoden.com. That's where you'll find links to things like my author page at Amazon.com. That's where you can buy my books in paperback or for Kindle or in audiobook format. And there's a link to my Spotify artists page where you can buy my records in their various sub-genres. I've got new music for 2024. Now you can download my music from any one of a number of streaming and download sites all over the internet. And if you go to my website, then you can download free music that's available there exclusively. So enjoy. Now then, this is the first time we're doing an anonymous quote. I do not know for sure that it can be attributed to any one person, but it's one of the great quotes. It's one my father taught me, one that he felt was most important. You know, a lot of these quotes, I use them because they are relevant to, you know, contemporary times. And some of these things are timeless. And, you know, if I do not have children, but if I did, these are sort of the things I would want to impart to my children. And they're things that I would urge everybody to keep in mind. And just remember them from time to time. It's easy in this fast-paced world to forget some of these basic things. We all can lose track of them. So it's good to be reminded. Tune in every Monday at noon for a reminder here on Quotes and Quips. Anyway, here is today's quote. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. This is the rule which is golden. So, the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Now this is it's a truth so basic and so well written. I mean, as a writer, you really have to admire it. It's got the two-part structure. It's a nice, complex sentence structure, but there's something complex about it. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. That is the rule which is golden. I don't like to exclude that last part, because the rule is good. That's a single clause. That's an independent clause. But the second clause, this is the rule which is golden. That reminds us how crucial it is. I mean, this is the golden rule. This is the one thing to keep in mind above all other things. Unless you are alone on a desert island and you'll never ever come across another person as long as you live, then this is something you should keep in mind. Not even the lonest of the lone wolves, not even the sigmaest of the sigmas can get away from this. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. This is the rule which is golden. Now, how do you do that? Well, it's so easy. It's comparable to another quote I've looked at on this show. Do wrong to none, part of the larger quote from Shakespeare. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Treat people the way you would want to be treated. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's the golden rule. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. In every instance, would you have people be rude to you or courteous? Then be courteous to them. Would you have them be inhospitable to you or welcoming? That which you would want for yourself is what you should offer others. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But it's something we all forget. For a while there in the 80s, when everyone was so sardonically greedy, and greed was good, I used to see, do unto others before they do unto you. Or do unto others, then run. But I only mention that as trivia, because it's not even worth contemplating that stuff seriously. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Now this is as true in the supermarket as it is in a traffic jam, as it is in your home, as it is anywhere, at all times. There's another quote I've looked at here on the show, which is from the 14th Dalai Lama, I believe, and it was, always be kind when it is possible. And it is always possible. I think I got that right. And that's another one along these lines. You'd always want people to be kind to you. Why wouldn't you always be kind to others? Now it's easy to get impatient and to be irritable. We all have pressures that are acting on us that make us irritable from time to time. But do you want to bear the brunt of another person's irritability? No. So therefore, you would want them to do unto you as you would have them do unto them. So the beauty of the golden rule is it works for everybody all the time. A lot of people don't observe it, but that's their problem. You can still, just as the part of the quote that says, do wrong to none, that's something you can control. That's something all of us, every individual, can do unto others as we would have them do unto us. The second, it's a two-parter. The quotes are often two-parters. Do unto others, that's our part. Well, the two-parter here, I guess, is the independent clause and the dependent clause. But let's just take the independent clause, forget the golden rule part, and just say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. First part is do unto others. That's your part of the equation. That's me. That's everybody. That's one's personal contribution, and it's all you can do. All you can do is always do your best, my father used to say to me. Always do your best. It's all you can do, and it's all anyone can ask. So the first part of the thing deals with what what your province is. The second is as you would have them do unto you. Now that's them and their doing in part 2 of this independent clause, and that you cannot control. What I think some people do is they contort the phrase to mean this: do unto others as you assume they would do unto you. Or do unto others as you expect they might do unto you. Or do unto others as if they have already done unto you. Things like that. Which of course are not the true meaning of the phraseology at all. And it turns the whole thing inside out and makes it from beautiful to grotesque. That's just like saying, do unto them before they do unto you. That's that cynical 80s, greed is good, post-existential, he who dies with the most toys wins ethos. But that's not where the golden rule comes from. The golden rule isn't he who's got the gold makes the rules. Or he who's got the gold rules. That's another funny bastardization of this timeless classic. But again, that may be funny enough in a Bob Dylan song. And it may be pithy and ironically interesting, but that's not what we're talking about here. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It goes right alongside with Shakespeare's do wrong to none. Because you would have nobody do wrong to you. It all dovetails in. And again, it might sound like a bunch of nicety. Like, well, here's Mr. Peace and Love talking about, it's how easy it is to love your fellow man and stuff. No, your fellow man can be aggravating. A lot of times your fellow man does things that are abhorrent and makes you want to cry or scream. And loving your fellow man is not always the easiest thing in the world to do. That's why we have to be constantly reminded to do it. Because it's the easiest thing to let slip off your list. When you're dealing with paying my bills, keeping my job, making my wife happy, whatever it is. Making my husband happy, whatever. Loving my fellow man, good God, I didn't kill anyone today. Doesn't that count? Well, another quote that I've looked at is, a person is guilty of all the good that they didn't do. So, and all this stuff about contributing to the good or the bad. Just not contributing to the negativity as much as you could have isn't quite as much as adding to the positivity. So, something to bear in mind. But the key to it all, when you boil all of this down, if you took one show away with you from this series, it would be this one. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This is the rule which is golden. I can add a little more. Except next week, when I'll be back with another edition of Quotes and Quips. I'm here on Monday at noon, right here on this YouTube channel. I leave up the reruns, so you can always catch up on a few if you've missed them, or watch some again. There's another show from last year called Tracking the Lone Wolf, which is on its own YouTube channel, Tracking the Lone Wolf. That's still up. Very interesting stuff. You can subscribe to both channels. That'll make it easier to keep control of all these things, organize my shows. Don't forget my books and my music and my website. Tune in again. Until that time. Bye, Mary.